So
I,
this is episode 2 of the Phase of Many Banters with myself, Jacob, and Chris.
hello.
Zach's not with us
Hello.
tonight. We'll hopefully get him on for the next one. So fingers crossed we'll get him back on because he's good crack.
No, he's not.
Because he's good banter and stuff like that on these things. So we'll get him back for the next one. But we'll get started. We'll talk about the new stuff that's came out, starting with Mechlord. It was the first big sort of thing that sort of caught a lot of people by surprise because they fixed so many issues with that deck in terms of
Yeah,
field cards.
right.
So anybody want to kick
I've,
off with the
of
flourish
course,
of love?
by all means. Of course, I'm going to have a fucking say. No, you're right. It does fix a lot
Would
of
you
problems.
ever not have a fucking say?
Man, what are you on about? No, it does. It fixes a lot of problems because the way it was ran years ago was you literally just pure Megalord Armage and ran Resolute and hope to beat down your opponent, or you ran like three Weasel, two Granule and stuff. They just kind of destroy your stuff. So you're running Dark Holes, Trench of Tributes, things like that. But it didn't really get anywhere, especially whenever Synchros kind of fell out as well. There was no need to play Megalords like whatsoever. Um, what the one thing I would say about the new support is at least gives it a good boss monster because Mechanical and Astro Dragon are shit.
Mm.
So no, it's nice to have a boss monster you can actually summon. You know, I mean, it's pretty good too. It becomes pretty damn big and it can attack 3 times if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new stuff, the level 1, the Searcher, is amazing because it searches you stuff and it summons you stuff. Damn good. The continuous spell card gives you a free pop of face up spell trap. That's kind of not as good as actually what I would have thought it would have been. You see, if it was just like if it allowed you to destroy any spell or trap card in the field, by all means, it would have been great. But it's still a free search
Mm.
as well.
Well,
Oblig-
to be fair though, like it's not a bad versatility card. Of what? Discard a random card and destroy target one monster you control and destroy it. So it depends on
it's
the
good.
support cards.
It is
Danger
good.
like personally, I would think put danger cards on for the draw engine to make sure you're more consistent. Because
See,
really, again, you don't need the extra deck.
I was playing. I'm gonna bring up thingy here. I was pissing about with. Um, where you at? There you go, Megler. The one thing, sorry, pardon me. The one thing I like about the field spell, or the field spell, the continuous spell, is that if you're running like a tuner kind of engine in it, like say like Olion, even something like Jet Synchron, you can discard them, which means you get their effects. Well, Olion you get the effect of, and Jet Synchron you can summon from the graveyard anyway, so it kind of allows you to summon more stuff. And I think that's kind of the best way to go about it, because you could play the deck with just Mechlords, but there's only so far it'll go. You know, Obligato. It's amazing. It destroys it. Right. This is so good because it destroys itself. Summons you 2 more Megalord Army monsters. The S have to be in defense position, but I mean it summons you 2 monsters, and then because it destroys something, if you have a Weasel or a Granule in your hand, summon them. It's good. Like it's very very good.
Mm.
What's the other card? The trap card.
Our new trap card, which is basically either add 3
If they were summoned correctly.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it is good. What was I was doing? I did it against Ben actually. I used Mega Phantom based Aurora Dawn to actually add it back to hand. So I targeted the 3 monsters, added them back to hand, summoned Aurora Dawn, added it back down again. That was like really good.
Nice.
But its graveyard effects negligible. I don't see it being useful.
It's right. It's just too situational.
Yeah, I mean we're coming like yes, Master Level 5, but which is fine. You will see more synchro monsters, but I don't think you're going to see enough. Like
Yeah.
that's the one good thing I like about Triskalia is the fact that you can attach any extra like monster. Then obviously you get the you get the bonus if there's a synchro monster. I mean it can attack 3 times, and you steal your opponent's Overload Savage Dragon or you know something that's 3k. Say that's a 6k attacker that attacks 3 goddamn times. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, the only decks that
So
that
I'm
synchro
hyped. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped for it. I think it's good. I think it's really, really good.
Well, the only real synchro decks currently in the format are Adamantipator and so I've heard talk of Eldritch Synchro.
Don't do
So
that.
there's like a new synchro variant of Eldritch, which seems to be quite consistent apparently. So
Fair enough.
maybe if it might see some fringe play maybe with those floating around, but it's like he says, if unless people are running synchro decks, the actual extra deck, I don't see it actually being
Yeah.
anywhere playable. As
But
much.
like, if you go second, you can OTK your opponent quite easily. And that's the nice thing as well is it will always be a blind second deck in my opinion. But if you blind second and you summon a Granule and a Triskalia, your opponent doesn't have anything to fight against it. They're dead,
Yeah.
which is pretty good. Boy, they got the quick play spell card as well. Control. Aye.
Which
Control.
doubles the or
I don't run
gains the
it.
attack
I
of
didn't run
all
it.
lords on the board, but your opponent doesn't take damage.
I didn't
for
run
the rest
it.
of the turn.
See, that's the reason. That's the reason why I didn't run it. I think there's no point in running that. You may as well just run limit removal because at least it activates like everything at the end of it as well.
Yeah. Although it doesn't have a
But
black graveyard effect. You banish it from your graveyard to protect their mech lord.
the protection is good, but I think they should have put the protection on something else. I think maybe they should have put the protection on something like assembly. It would kind of force you to go through them. It would force you to kind of destroy them to get the protection because if they were just on the field, like that was the thing I realized. You can get 3 assembly on the board very quickly, but you've nothing to do with them. You can only activate 1 a turn.
Aye.
So I don't know. If they release something else to get rid of your back row, by all means, it's going to be good.
Aye. What do you think, Chris? I know Jacob sort of went on his.
No, I kind of agree with him, but again, I was never a big player in Mech Lord. It was never something I enjoyed actually playing with, even back in the Synchro era. Like I had most of it at one point, but it was just like it didn't ever interest me, so I don't really care too much about it.
Yeah.
It was never good.
It wasn't that it was never good. Like it was good fun as a rogue strategy, and it always will be. It's one of those like it doesn't. It's a good fun deck to play,
Yeah.
but again, you're never going to take it and play it in a real tournament, higher grade tournament. It's the problem with the deck. Like a deck is actually quite a nice deck to sit and play about with a couple of friends and enjoy it. But the second you start going against anything that people are just going, oh, this, that, meta this, meta that, like it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes, well, I'm shit, and goes away.
Yeah.
Like, it's that type of deck. It's like you can like it, but it is utterly at the same time going to be useless no matter what you do with it.
Yeah.
You know, unless
see-
it's in like a certain environment.
Yeah. It'll see like table 500 play. I think it'll show up like once if there's like 500 people.
What's that?
I don't even,
That'll
I
be
don't even
bad.
think it would do that. Like I don't even think someone would take it to that type of event for realistically when you start playing with it, and if you put it up against, I'm not even saying put it up against like the highest meta things at the minute. Like there's just that many holes in the deck, and because it's so based around fighting one thing, like doesn't have any outs no matter, and you can't really put any other outs into the deck because of the way the deck works.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Again, it kind of depends on what you're running. Like if you're running it just on face value, like so just Mech-Lord stuff, you're only running maybe I don't know.
About 14, maybe 14 cards, including the multiples. About 14.
Yeah. So
So
it's like
what?
you have
It's not even a third of your deck. Near enough.
you have room. You have room to play about with, but it's kind of what do you put in that'll either strengthen it or mitigate your opponent. What?
Complement it.
Like you need something else. Like
Yeah.
that's why I would play it around with tuners because I think like just something as easy.
Aye.
True.
No, well, with that then we will move on to the next one, which is the new one that was released this morning, which was Numerons.
Oh, that's
I
pilot
think it's going to have the best impact when it comes out. Or a lot of people will pick it up at the start, and then it will die off, I would say, once it comes out.
Yeah.
8 cards, and 8 cards have managed to cause people to nearly lose their minds for Utopic Zexal. Also, I think Utopic Future as well can be summoned from this deck as well, I think, isn't it?
Ooh.
That's just came to my head there. It's just like, does that cover Utopic Zexal's ability as well?
No, you have to. You can't. You're not allowed to use number monsters for. Oh no, wait. Yeah, you can't use number monsters.
Spell card.
The Utopia stuff, you have to use things that are not number monsters.
Oh, okay, so never mind. I just thought that came into my head there. So.
Yeah, it's literally just Zexal.
So the big talk is.
Which is strange.
Yeah, it's strange. Like, although I suppose it's the anime. The way the anime was, it was 2 Gaga Xyz monsters sort of revealed it.
I never watched it, so.
I just watched the last fight just out of curiosity, more than anything. But yeah, the fact that there's basically now a 1 card Utopic Zexal now in the format that can be run in any deck, so long as you have like 5 slots in your extra deck, free to use it, and 9 cards in your actual main deck. So,
Yeah. Or
Nice
5.
packet.
5 if you're really clutching shells.
yeah. I think this will be good for rogue decks more than anything else, because now rogue decks have like an option to have now a turn 1 play that actually hurts meta decks more than anything else.
But again, if you're playing something like Eldritch and you don't need to care about your extra deck, you'll throw it in just to summon it. Like you summon as an Exo. Oh no, well no, you couldn't really. Because you can only summon 1 more monster. You can only summon once after you activate the spell card.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, anything on the deck isn't quite bad, either. Especially from the extra deck.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's good. Like as I like this morning whenever I got up and seen it.
Cleans the board and then makes Appaloosa.
It does, in fairness, but it would be by itself. That's the only thing.
It's quite a weak board, I must say. No, I'm saying no, like you know what I mean. But there is
right.
options for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's a free Appaloosa, if nothing else.
Yeah, or a Boral Sword.
well, no, you can. There's a thing, called the pile of back row. These purple cards that no one seems to like anymore, but realize, oh, these are actually like good cards. Because they go, oh, my shiny secret rare monster, it's so good. 10p common trap card, done.
You leave Appaloosa alone, right?
No, but it is true though, right? Name me like really good meta decks other than this Eldritch, which is basically a bunch of trap monsters. Basically,